Hello there. Welcome to this edition of Thought for the Week. We're looking at the book of Acts, this astonishing historical narrative of the early church, presented by a doctor, a Greek doctor, a man of terrific ability, of great intelligence, but also a man who was a fine writer. Scholars agree that the writings of Luke are amongst the most articulate in the entire Bible. But he was a doctor, a physician. So he was a skilled operator, an intelligent man. So it's no wonder that Acts is written like it is, fact upon fact upon fact. Oh, how marvelous that is. We've been looking at the early ministry of Peter and the apostles and how the Lord blessed them with healing miracles. And Acts chapter 5, verse 16 says this: crowds gathered also from the towns around Jerusalem, bringing their sick and those tormented by evil spirits, and all of them were healed. Well, you'd think that would cause universal rejoicing, wouldn't you? Well, you'd be wrong. This is verse 17 of Acts 5. Then the high priest and all his associates, who were members of the party of the Sadducees, were filled with jealousy. Now, that interesting word, jealousy, and it is an interesting word, zelos in Greek, and it means jealousy, but it also means envy. You can translate it either way. And the fascinating thing about that is that the two words don't mean the same thing. We think of jealousy and envy as being sort of interchangeable with one another, but they're not. I could illustrate it with Lindy. If somebody came and snatched Lindy away from me as my wife, I would be jealous to have her back because she's my wife. I've got a license to prove it, but she is mine. And jealousy means I want back something I've lost, which is mine. Envy, on the other hand, means I want something that belongs to somebody else. So if a man came along and tried to take Lindy away from me, he'd be doing it out of envy. I would be responding out of jealousy. You see the difference? But the two words, jealousy and envy, are both wrapped up in this Greek word, zelos. So what do we understand from this? Well, I think we can understand two things about these high priests and the Sadducees, that political wing of the Sanhedrin, who were more politically minded than religious minded. I think it tells us two things about them. They were envious of what the apostles were doing because they wanted it for themselves and did not want the apostles to be exercising a ministry, certainly not in the name of Jesus, but they could see the impact and the effect, and they were envious. But then again, some of them might have been jealous, recognizing that they themselves ought to have the power to be able to bring blessing into people's lives, and knowing full well they couldn't. So the two things, jealousy and envy, how threatening, my goodness. And it's nobody's surprise to know that they immediately attacked the apostles and took them into prison. Well, we'll think more about that next time. But for now, have a wonderful week, a very happy Christmas, and may the Lord bless you. Bye-bye for now.